We are kicking things off with the biggest talking point coming out of Saturday night's main event, Seth Rollins versus LA Knight. The Visionary stepped into the ring for a long-awaited showdown with LA Knight, a match fueled by weeks of tension after Rollins cost Knight his shot at the Money in the Bank briefcase. But what was shaping up to be a high-stakes battle quickly took a concerning turn. Midway through the match, Rollins went for a moonsault from the ropes but landed awkwardly on his feet. He immediately clutched his knee and collapsed into the corner. Paul Heyman rushed over to check on him, followed by WWE medical personnel. Though visibly in pain, Rollins insisted he could continue. LA Knight didn't waste the opening. He landed a quick BFT and scored a surprising pinfall victory over Mr. Money in the Bank. Fans in attendance shared video of Rollins after the match, showing him barely able to walk and needing help to get backstage. Fightful reported that Rollins indeed suffered a legitimate knee injury during the match, forcing WWE to wrap things up prematurely. PW Insider further confirmed that Rollins was originally booked to win, which would have made sense considering his current push as Mr. Money in the Bank, especially with Roman Reigns rumored to be returning soon. This unexpected shift not only changed the outcome of the match, but it also cast serious doubt over the future of the Money in the Bank briefcase and Rollins' ability to hold on to it. If the injury proves significant, WWE may be forced to strip him of the contract, just like they do with champions who can't compete. Rollins has a history of knee injuries, including a devastating ACL, MCL, and meniscus tear in 2015 that forced him to relinquish the WWE Championship. He's also dealt with recurring issues in both his legs and back throughout his career. At this point, nothing is confirmed by WWE, but the concern is real. So here's the question. Should WWE strip Seth Rollins of the briefcase if he's sidelined again, or should they give him time to recover and cash in when he's ready? Let us know what you think in the comments below. A legendary chapter closed at Saturday night's main event as Goldberg laced up his boots one final time to challenge Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Originally hoping to retire in Israel, Goldberg instead took his final bow in Atlanta, the city where his WWE journey truly began. The main event slot was fitting for the occasion, and fans inside the arena knew they were witnessing something historic. The chants of Goldberg echoed loud as the icon made his signature entrance, joined backstage by his son Gage Goldberg. Longtime WWE referee Charles Robinson, who officiated Goldberg's famous win over Hollywood Hogan, returned for this special night. The match kicked off with intensity but quickly turned chaotic. Gunther narrowly avoided a spear that sent Goldberg crashing through the barricade and into the timekeeper's area. The crash left Goldberg vulnerable, especially with his knee already strapped in a brace. Gunther showed no hesitation, targeting the injured leg. Goldberg tried to rally with another spear, but he accidentally collided with the referee instead. With no one to stop him, Gunther removed the knee brace and viciously attacked Goldberg's damaged leg. Gunther then taunted the crowd and even confronted Goldberg's son at ringside. Gage tried to leap over the barricade, only to be held back by security. Witnessing from the ring, Goldberg somehow powered through to land a spear and a jackhammer, but exhaustion slowed his cover and Gunther kicked out just in time. Moments later, the champion locked in a devastating hold, wrapping his arms around Goldberg's neck and putting the legend down for good. Gunther quietly exited the ring and allowed Goldberg to have the spotlight for one last time. But for fans watching at home, the moment was cut short. With just minutes left in the broadcast, WWE went to a commercial break. When they returned, Goldberg stood in the ring, surrounded by close friends, ready to address the crowd. He began to speak, apologizing for the loss, but just as he was about to say goodbye, the stream ended. What should have been a powerful farewell turned into a disappointment. This wasn't the first time WWE's production dropped the ball, as Night of Champions had its own streaming issues, but missing the final words of a legend is not right. Fans were robbed of a proper send-off to one of the most dominant forces in WWE history. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Solo Sikoa successfully completed his first title defense since dethroning Jacob Fatu at Night of Champions, defeating his brother and longtime rival Jimmy Uso at Saturday night's main event. The bout had all the makings of a family war, and it nearly ended in Uso's favor after he landed a massive Uso splash for a close near fall. But then the numbers game came into play. Tala Tonga made his presence felt at ringside, just out of the referee's view. Jimmy tried to fight off the odds, taking out Tonga Loa, JC Mateo, and even Tonga himself before narrowly beating the 10 count to return to the ring. However, as he fended off another interference attempt by kicking Tonga off the apron, Solo Sikoa capitalized with a quick roll-up. With an assist from Tonga holding the legs from ringside, Sikoa got the 3 count and retained the title. The Bloodline wasn't done, as after the bell, the faction circled Jimmy Uso for a post-match beatdown, but the arena erupted as Jacob Fatu's music hit. The Samoan Werewolf stormed the ring, clearing house and saving Jimmy from the assault. The alliance between Fatu and Uso, first formed in the aftermath of Night of Champions, remains strong, despite Fatu's recent absence following a brutal attack that ended with him being driven through the announcer's desk by the Bloodline. With SummerSlam 2025 now set to be a two-night event, many believe Jacob Fatu's surprise return was no accident. A rematch between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu could be brewing for the summer spectacle, and WWE may have just planted the seeds on this NBC special. Bringing both men back into conflict now gives Fatu the momentum he desperately needs, especially with the Bloodline's numbers still working against him. But what do you think? Did WWE make the right call by bringing back Jacob Fatu here? Should Solo vs. Fatu 2 headline one of the SummerSlam nights? Or should Jey Uso step back in and join forces with Jimmy and Fatu to take on MFT? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. During Saturday night's main event, the spotlight turned toward the crowd when Jade Cargill was shown on screen. Naomi suddenly attacked her from behind, and the two wasted no time, turning it into an all-out brawl at ringside. The fight spilled into the ring, but before it could go any further, WWE officials swarmed in to break things up. That's when SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis stormed out. Clearly frustrated by the chaos, Aldis demanded control and revealed an important update. He announced that Jade Cargill and Naomi's no-holds-barred match will now have a special guest referee. Moments later, Bianca Belair made a surprise appearance. Despite being out with an injury, Belair revealed that she'll officiate the match at Evolution. Her presence alone adds major intrigue to an already intense rivalry. With someone as high profile and as competitive as Belair in the mix, anything can happen. The match was already personal, now it's unpredictable. What do you think about Bianca Belair stepping into this role? Could she end up shifting the outcome? Sound off in the comments below. The rivalry between Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre reignited at Saturday night's main event, and this time they weren't alone. Country music star Jelly Roll accompanied Orton to the ring, while Drew McIntyre brought backup in the form of former United States champion Logan Paul. What followed was a hard-hitting battle between two former world champions, rekindling the fire from their 2020 feud. Both men threw everything they had into the match, big counters, brutal strikes, and near falls that kept fans on edge. McIntyre even connected with a Claymore, but it wasn't enough to put the Viper down. Logan Paul tried to tilt the momentum in McIntyre's favor with some timely interference, but it backfired. Orton, always dangerous when underestimated, struck with a sudden RKO to pick up the win. It's no surprise, Orton and McIntyre have a rare kind of chemistry in the ring. Their timing is flawless, their transitions are smooth, and their physicality always delivers. They could run this match 100 times and it would still feel fresh. After the bell, things got chaotic. Logan Paul jumped Orton with a cheap shot, sparking a post-match assault. Jelly Roll jumped in to defend the Viper, but McIntyre wasn't finished. He leveled Jelly Roll with the crushing Claymore, leaving Orton to check on his fallen friend. Raw GM Adam Pearce and SmackDown GM Nick Aldis quickly emerged to confront McIntyre, scolding him for his actions as the segment came to a tense close. Backstage, Kathy Kelly caught up with Orton and Jelly Roll, who wasted no time laying down a challenge for SummerSlam. What do you think about this wild tag team setup for SummerSlam? Would you like to see Orton and Jelly Roll go to war with McIntyre and Logan Paul on the biggest stage of the summer? And how do you rate Saturday night's main event? Sound off in the comments. And we're ending today's coverage with a shocking turn of events from AEW All In Texas. Just hours before the pay-per-view went live, the card took a major hit as Tony Khan confirmed on Twitter that Adam Cole was officially pulled from the show. Adam Cole is not medically cleared to compete at All In Texas, Khan wrote, sending shockwaves through the AEW fanbase. Cole was scheduled to defend the TNT Championship against Kyle O'Reilly in one of the night's top matches. Rather than postponing the bout, AEW made the tough decision to vacate the TNT Championship. A new champion would be determined in a four-way match featuring Kyle Fletcher, Daniel Garcia, Sammy Guevara, and Dustin Rhodes. But before that match could take place, Adam Cole made a surprise, unannounced appearance. Standing in front of a packed Globe Life field, Cole took the mic and addressed the crowd with a raw, emotional message. "It's really hard to put into words, and I'm sorry I can't wrestle," he said. "I have health issues that have been going on for a while, and that I'll be gone for a while. I don't even want to talk about retiring since I'm not in the headspace, but I wanted to address the fans if this is goodbye for me." He didn't share the full details of his condition, but his tone said it all. He ended the moment with a final pose alongside his Paragon stablemates in what felt more like a goodbye than a temporary absence, though he never officially used the word retirement. Later during the post-All-In media scrum, Tony Khan offered a brief update on Cole's status.
Yesterday, we were absolutely planning, even last night when I was at ROH Supercard of Honor, we're planning for the pay-per-view. We had absolutely put everything in place for Adam Cole to defend the championship against Kyle Fletcher. Adam Cole's been a focus of AEW in 2025, and in Collision almost every single week, I think this year we've seen Adam Cole. And I was really looking forward to Kyle Fletcher versus Adam Cole for the championship tonight. And coming out of Collision, of course, we had a great 6-man tag match. It was a trios match with Kyle Fletcher and RPG Vice, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta versus the Paragon of Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Adam Cole. And the trios match, coming out of it, Adam Cole, he came back. We talked. He was definitely planning to be at the pay-per-view, and even yesterday we had talked, but very somewhere between late last night and early this morning, let's say, earlier this morning, we talked, and he just wasn't feeling well, and that's the unpredictable nature of some of these kinds of injuries. And I think it's really important Adam Cole takes the time to get right, because he's a great figure in AEW. He's been a great TNT champion. He won the first ever Owen Hart Foundation tournament at Double or Nothing. He's been a great champion in Ring of Honor and all over the world. And like Adam Cole has said himself, almost every company he's been in, he's been a top guy in front of the camera, but also I think those of us who work in wrestling know also a top guy in almost, I think it's fair to say, over the last 15 plus years, every locker room Adam Cole's been in. He's been one of the most respected, revered people. So it was certainly hard for us to hear that, but I spent the night thinking about how to address it, and I felt like the fans did deserve to see the TNT title defended. And I think given the emotional nature that we weren't expecting of Adam Cole going out and speaking from the heart and giving his honest feelings, that he just needs to take some time. We don't know when he'll be able to wrestle or when he'll be able to speak to the fans again. But
Cole's absence is a big blow, not just for the TNT title picture, but for AEW as a whole. His comeback journey has been nothing short of inspiring, and to see him sidelined again is heartbreaking. At this point, his health is the priority, and wrestling can wait. So here's what we want to know from you. Do you think Adam Cole will be able to return? Should AEW revisit the TNT title match when he's cleared, or was this his final chapter? Share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your take.